The mood at the Oluyole local government at Idiayunre, Ibadan, where the sacked ALGON chairman Abbas Aleshinloye reported for duty as directed by the Attorney General of the Federation and the Inspector General of Police.
What we are doing here today is to reassure the workers and want them to resume their duties and to allow rule of law to prevail.
In almost all the local government areas visited, access to the secretariat was not granted as both the APC and PDP representatives turned up for work. These dying flames from a bonfire earlier in the day lays credence to the mood here at Makbu before the police intervened to restore normalcy at the Ibadan Southeast local government. The Oyo State government, which is one of the parties at the center of this crisis, is however calling for calm to avoid any breakdown of the law.
We have received reports of vandalization of government property. We have received reports of wanton destruction of various doors, windows, and what have you. And the government will not sit down and watch why some people decide to be lawless.
How this is going to pan out will be determined in the days ahead. From Ibadan North local government here in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, Bukola Oriowo, Channels Television News.
Well, we do have Mr. Abbas Aleshinloye joining us now from Ibadan via Skype to give his perspective on what is going on at the moment, but we still do expect the Oyo State government, hopefully we'll get we'll see what happens if they're able to make the show, but at the moment they are not here yet. Mr. Aleshinloye, thank you for joining us today on the program, but let's go back a little bit just to give some historical perspective how this all started. Now, information out there is that May 12, 2018, that was, in May when the court had ruled, but previously the election was supposed to hold in February, if I understand that. And then some members, they say some ballets from Oyo East and West and some other areas had gone to court, and then trying to stop the government, Oyo SIEC at that time, from conducting elections into the newly created LCDAs. Then there was some members of the APC went to court thereafter, which prompted the shifting of that elections to May. But then Oyo SIEC was bullish, saying that no court ruling will stop them. They were going to go ahead. That led to some other persons pulling out of the elections. Is that the case? Is that how this all started?
No. It started from the fact that there was some set of people from Oyo and Ibarapa who went to court. Those from Oyo had a discussion and it was settled out of court. Those from Ibarapa went ahead. Initially, we thought the election would not hold until the injunction that they brought from court was vacated about 3 days to that election. That is it. And the judgment, we have the judgment with us. So there is no ruling, injunction, or anything whatsoever that said we should not have that election. So we had the election. It was very free and fair.
Okay, just a minute. Did the AD and the PDP participate in the elections?
PDP opted out. They said they were not participating. Even as we are talking, PDP was not the main opposition party. It was Accord that was main opposition party then. The governor that is there now got to power because of the alliance with all the other parties that supported him, that joined together. So before then, there was nothing like PDP on ground. Even Engineer Seyi Makinde was not even in the PDP then. He was in the same camp with Senator Rashid Ladoja. Until when we had that election, they didn't go to court. They didn't come out. Even they could not even muster candidates for the election as of then. And of course, if you are going for examination, if WAEC fix a date for examination and you refuse to come for that examination, will the examination be cancelled? So other parties came, we had peaceful election, and having said that, if that should even be the case, you cannot come up when you become the governor and say there was no election, you have to go by way of rule of law. You have to approach court if you have grievances against such election. That is what we are telling him. And a court gave us perpetual injunction. A judgment was delivered that the governor, House of Assembly, had no local standing in dissolving local government council in Oyo State. That is that. They came, they said there was no judgment. It was kangaroo judgment. And we educated them. You are executive. This is judiciary. If you have any problems whatsoever, you go back to court. After we educated them for 2 weeks of dialogue and in the media, they went to court to appeal. This government appealed again and also appointed caretaker arrangement in the offices.
Before you get to that point, when you say they appealed, because the report out there is that they went to court and got an injunction preventing you and other members from resuming your offices. And so, were you served on that? Are you aware of that case? Because you claim you have a perpetual injunction.
Yeah, let them bring such injunction. We went to Justice Akintola's court, and he said we actually took them for contempt of court. And Justice Akintola said he could not try them for contempt of court. And after that, you see, this government, what I find about them, they are full of contradiction. Let them bring that judgment. The initial judgment, they said that we should not go ahead with the election. If they have it, for everywhere we've been going, we have been giving copies of the judgment that we have. They don't even have the judgment. So, as I was saying before, they went ahead with the appeal. They filed the appeal, yet to be fixed. Despite that, they brought in caretaker arrangement. And we was just watching. And as God will have it, the Supreme Court judgment came. We served them. We wrote, before then, we are written to them. It will also interest you that this governor has been there for 8 months. Not for once, like all his other colleagues have been doing. As he called us to a meeting, we wrote to him to have a discussion if we could have a way of sitting down together to settle this thing amicably. The national president of ALGON wrote to him, asking that he should see us to have a discussion. The president came to Ibadan. They refused to see him. So what we are saying in essence is that the only option left to us is to approach court. And as God will have it, we have Supreme Court judgment. And
just a minute, before you proceed, could you clarify, because when you say cases were at appeal stage, what is the current situation now? Are they sitting in 2 weeks or not? Whether those cases that you said were in appeal, are they sitting in 2 weeks? What is the current situation?
Yeah, the appeal is coming up. It's coming up, I think, in 2 weeks now, 19. So
why are you in a haste to resume?
We are not. We are not. You know, we left our offices, as it were. They went there, broke into the offices with the use of NURTW members in Oyo State. There is a particular man called Auxiliary. He is just been released from prison. They use him. All of them, they were loading from government house, coming out from government house with buses, going around to destroy properties. And they came to all the local government, forcefully entered. You don't know what I have in my office. I did not transfer my key. I didn't give you my key. You went to all the offices.
Mr. Bass, they also accuse you of being supported by the federal government and the police to forcefully resume your offices.
If we are being supported, we will have been in our offices in the last 8 months.
You haven't resumed yet?
No, that we just resume. We resume on Monday. And if you want to be violent, if you want to forcefully enter, we will not be here today. We won't be waiting for any judgment. It was when we got judgment, we wrote to the Attorney General of the Federation, who did not even respond on time. And later, there was a letter advising the governor, all the governors, not even our own governor, advising them to make sure that they respect the ruling or the judgment of Supreme Court. In Ekiti, Governor Fayemi, we are all witness to this. He came up, he invited the chairman, had a discussion with them. He allowed them to finish their tenure. After they finished, he had his election. In Ogun State, even though their tenure was ended in December, he invited them, he brought them in, and they finished in December. And they are in the process of having another election now. Our own will be next year. What is it that will not make you to allow us to finish our tenure? And we are
Just a moment.
getting fat.
Just a moment.
Yeah.
Now, some say that the Oyo case might be peculiar. And I recall in May when the government was asked why it dissolved, the local government chairman, it said that, you know what, the law says you cannot create a local government or by whatsoever name it is called without due recourse to constitutional procedures. And the government says, those LCDs were not just created, elections were conducted. And for the government, this renders the whole election, even for the 33 local government areas in Oyo State, a nullity. So how do you respond to that reaction from the government, saying we didn't follow constitutional procedures?
Yes, like I told you before, this government is a government of contradiction. First, that the process for SCDA creation constitutionally rests on the House of Assembly. The House met, the process started during Alhaji Lamo additional tenure, and it was completed. They did everything like the way they did in Lagos State. It was done the way it's supposed to be done because the Constitution gives House of Assembly the power to do such, and it was done effectively. Fine. If they are now saying that, this government is full of contradiction. The same SCDA that said it was illegal, they appointed caretaker chairman in those SCDA as I'm talking to you. I don't really understand. I don't know. Those set of people who are advising this government, I can understand and I really sympathize with him because he has never had or he has never been in any public office whatsoever. So, but I know that he, wherever he is today, he will know that we are saying the truth and we know what we are saying.
Mr. Aleshinloye, so the local governments are funded from a common purse controlled by the state government. In the event that you, as you said now, assume office and you run your business, how are you going to fund your activities as local government chairman when you are not in agreement with the state government?
Oh, thank you very much. This is the first stage of the struggle. We are in our offices now. And let me tell you that within 1 month that they brought in this caretaker arrangement, they've started auctioning all the equipment and vehicles. We have the records. Yesterday night, Governor Makinde gave each of the caretaker chairmen in Oyo State 3.5 million to mobilize thugs to come and attack us in the offices. This what I know. This is what happened yesterday.
Can you validate, one moment, can you validate that allegation that the Oyo State government hired thugs to come after you? Can you validate that assertion?
Even some of your people, when we entered into the offices, all the media men, they followed me. They were there. And these people, the police will tell you that the leader of those thugs has been declared wanted already now. He's been causing sorrow, tears, and blood everywhere he's been going to. So, in the
who declared him wanted, Mr. Aleshinloye?
He's been declared wanted.
Who declared him wanted?
The police.
Okay. Please go on. So,
in the event that we get to office, they don't give us money, then we'll go to the next stage. If we, as the custodian of the fund of the local government, the grassroots people, we don't have the fund, of course, we'll report that we are in our offices, but we are not being given money.
Just before we go, since those matters, hopefully there'll be a ruling in 2 weeks, as you said, so some of those things may just be sorted. But then, while the former government was in office, how long did it take them before they conducted the local government elections?
Thank you. We had the election a year before the expiration of a year and 1 month before the expiration of the
7 years before they conducted elections?
7 years, because it's because of situation like this.
You do at that time.
OSIAC that was appointed by Senator Ladoja and those of Akala, they were in court. They said, and if they did not settle in court, there was no way we could have an election. They started with that. And the one you also mentioned, people from Oyo, people from Ibarapa, there was a time that the election was even fixed for 2016. The case was in court. But because the governor of Oyo State then did not want to go against court injunction or ruling, that was why we could not have election. Even that one, you remember, you recollect that it was about 3 days. Even 3 days to that election, we didn't even know that we would have the election until when the injunction was vacated. All right,
Mr. Election Lawyer, we do appreciate your talking to us, but it's a matter that we definitely will revisit because we were not able to get we expected the Attorney General of the state to be here today to give his government's reaction to all of what has been raised, but he wasn't able to make the show. But we'll be back in just a moment. Stay with us.